This week, 600 teams made up of thousands of students from around the world will travel to Houston in a celebration of science, technology, engineering, and math. The first Robotics Championship is a competition that sees these young people put the robots they've constructed to the test. First, or For Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology, is a nonprofit that connects students to mentors and introduces them to STEM through robotics. 12 teams will represent the Bay Area, including the Cheesy Poofs from Bellarmine College Prep in San Jose. We are joined by the longtime mentor for the team, Travis Covington, also VP of Strategic Robotics at Johnson & Johnson. Travis, thanks for the time. Let me start. The first championship is really the granddaddy of them all. You've seen this as a student and a mentor. How excited is this team, and how are you calming all of these students' nerves right now?
They're very excited. So the team has a long history of having success at this event, but every year is new. So you have a new group of students and a new challenge, and so you never know what to expect going into that championship event. So for a lot of this, it's a matter of preparing, planning ahead, making sure the robot is competitive, testing as thoroughly as you can. So the students are excited. They're nervous. I think they're more nervous than we've been in a few years, but I think they're ready.
Yeah, what an incredible experience. Travis, I want to make clear, you are a volunteer. You are not paid. You donate thousands of hours a year. And you first got involved in this program when you were a freshman in high school. Tell me what FIRST means to you and what keeps you coming back.
Yeah, so I learned about it through one of my science teachers. I had no idea that the team even had a robotics club or team. And so I hopped in the door one day and was hooked and haven't left in almost 30 years now. So to me, I didn't even know what engineering was. I knew about science, technology, what have you, but I hadn't worked hand in hand with engineers doing things that I realized I was super passionate about until being on that first robotics team. So for me, I think it fostered my career. It enabled me to find a passion that I didn't know I even had and pursue a career that matched those passions perfectly.
Yeah, and it certainly led to an incredible career for you. FIRST says this is about more than robots. It's about creating students today and the leaders of tomorrow. Again, you're a living testament to that, and so are many other alumni. Describe the impact being made on these kids to have futures perhaps like yours.
Yeah, I have a number of examples, nearly 24 students who were former students either of mine or through other teams that we were familiar with, who we ended up hiring and bringing into the Johnson & Johnson family. So there's a very obvious career trajectory and path for some of these students who are learning these engineering skills and practicing them in real time, skills that are directly applicable to what they will be doing in their full-time jobs. So the connections are real. The impact is real. These students are learning a lot of real-life valuable skills in the engineering, science, technology, math, and art areas that they'll be able to use in college, out of college, and in whatever career they pursue.
Yeah. Travis, we're looking at some photos of the actual competition from previous years. As we said, this is kind of an old hat for you, but explain to us what your students will see when they get to Houston, what they'll experience, and what this competition looks like.
Yeah, so this game specifically is about taking, it's a water theme game. It's an underwater theme game where you're grabbing pieces of PVC pipes that are called coral. You're putting them on a metal structure that's painted sort of pinkish purplish. That's called a reef, as well as removing algae from the reef. And the algae are just balls, inflatable balls that you then place on a barge. So it's very much themed to look like something in real life, but it's a task, it's a game. And there's going to be 600 teams there, divided into 8 separate divisions. Each of those divisions will play a number of days of qualifying matches, which then culminate into finals per division on Saturday. And those finals then culminate into a divisional winner, and then those divisional winners in each division compete against one another to find the ultimate world champion.
Amazing. Travis, I want to ask you, your company, Johnson & Johnson, has been a sponsor for nearly 30 years of about 60 teams in this first program. So what does it mean to be part of a company that fosters not only talent for themselves, but the next generation of scientific leaders in this way?
No, it's very inspiring. I'm proud to be part of a company that is so supportive of these activities, more and more so. As they learn more about what we're doing, they're even more supportive. There's a lot of support, both financially as well as support for volunteer hours and outreach, things like that. So I'm proud to be part of this company that's doing such good things in this area and truly trying to branch out and reach out and bring these students back too, so that selfishly we can benefit from some of this mentorship and investment. And it's paying dividends. We're finding extremely skilled people And it's actually quite easy to do so because these kids are fired up to do the things and they realize they can do this as a career. And they're kind of surprised, just as I was, that they could do this for their whole life.
Yeah. Finally here, Travis, you have students from all different backgrounds benefiting from this program. For kids that may not be totally interested in STEM or not even know about it like you were, what do you tell them about the positive impacts this can have on their lives, on their careers, on their enrichment?
Yeah, I think for some it's tinkering. It's just playing around. It's like Legos. But the reality is you're learning things as you're building these robots, as you're building these mechanisms, things that are applicable to your engagement. But beyond that, you're even learning time management. You're learning how to deal with a schedule, a tight deadline. You're dealing with how to procure parts that may be difficult to procure or find, or dealing with budget restrictions. All of these things are directly applicable in the real world. So they learn a lot, and I think they learn it in a very tight time frame, which is also directly applicable to the real world.
Yeah, an incredible program and incredible work you and the other mentors are doing. Travis Covington, mentor with the FIRST organization. Good luck to you and the Cheesy Poofs this week. We'll be watching for you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.